Can we bend the rules to the game of life? And that is the question for the day, question for number 101 on the list of the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. If you'd like to update your information on Tree of Life, just watch my video, Tree of Life, an introduction, and that will get you to the point where you can be able to watch all my videos here on this series of the 144 fractal faculties. And if you'd like a complete listing of all 144 fractal faculties in abstract form, just click the link in the description and I will send that out to you for free. Okay, now today we're looking at number 101 on the tree. Here's your tree, and just keep in mind the Tree of Life is more or less a map of our consciousness. Each one of the spheres or circles here correspond to an aspect of our consciousness, a faculty of our consciousness, an ability of our consciousness, and so on. So now today, for number 101, we are here in the third sphere of the tree. And the third sphere of the Tree of Life corresponds to one of our divine faculties of consciousness, omnipotence, all-powerful. We have omnipotence, 2 is omniscience, all-knowing, and 1 is all-present, omnipresence. And so 3 is omnipotence. And omnipotence is something that we tap into through sound and sound synchronization. This is a verbal side of the tree and has to do with auditory experiences. And then particularly at the third sphere, we're talking about mantra, chanting mantra, using different letters of the alphabet, not as meaning per se, but as power. Each one of the letters represents an element of power, and in particular, each one of the spheres corresponds to a certain syllable that then you plant in the ground more or less with the NG or the M. So, for example, here the third sphere corresponds to Kring, K-R, and then K-R-I, and then the NG plants it in the ground, Kring. And Kring is, if you chant it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, eventually it will take hold. You have to use the proper rhythmic flow to kind of get it in. And then it also corresponds to a certain set of images that are conjured up through the repetitive chanting. Anyway, but the omnipotence has to do with being able to tap into all of our various faculties, specifically on the path of accomplishing our higher calling in life that we declared here at the 7th sphere. We all have a secret mission or higher calling in life that we can uncover and intuit. And then once we do that, we then can use the third sphere's mantra chanting in order to activate all of the different spheres that we need to have activated to achieve our mission. So the omnipotence has to do with achieving this. And the third sphere is not per se omnipotent. We can't do everything, but we can do everything that is like within the human's genetic capacity. And that goes way beyond what the pundits here at the A sphere would say is possible. We can do a lot of things that are impossible, even though they are part of the human capabilities. Okay, now this is one of our 12 faculties of consciousness. But how do we get from 12 faculties to 144? Fractal faculties. We take the Tree of Life to the second power. 12 times 12 is 144. So what we basically do is we take the whole tree and we shrink it down to the size of just one sphere. And we apply it to each sphere. So we break down the 7th sphere into its 12 parts. We break down the 4th sphere into its 12 parts. We break down the 2nd sphere into its 12 parts, and so on, for a total of 144 different parts of each one of the spheres. Okay, so that's what we're doing here with the 3rd sphere. We're putting the whole tree on the 3rd sphere. There's a mini 10th sphere within the 3rd sphere, a mini 9th sphere, a mini 8th sphere, and so on. And for today, for number 101, we're talking about a mini 6th sphere within the 3rd sphere. So what does the 6th sphere correspond to? If you remember, this is our free will faculty. This is our ability. Free will boils down to our ability to pay attention and our ability to make decisions. And one of the first decisions we must make is to direct our attention up the tree instead of down the tree, because normally we're paying attention, but we're paying attention mainly to the 8th, 9th, and 10th spheres, our conditionings, what we grew up with, what we recognize as being normal, and has to do with, the 10th spheres, our survival, and this is our habits, and this is the consensus worldview. So it's kind of like the mundane, but as part of our spiritual awakening, we must take our attention and apply it to the higher aspects by pointing it upward, because attention is a vector. It has a direction, and we're pointing in a certain direction when we pay attention. So we're trying to move our attention into this upper area where we're looking at all our higher faculties, which requires courage, because this here, this matrix that we generally are paying attention to is our comfort zone. We're accustomed to this. We're used to this. It's comfortable for us. But when we spin around and we start applying our attention up the tree, we find that we're staring into the unknown, because most of this area here is not well traveled, not well known. So it requires courage. Okay, so we're thinking about that 6th sphere aspect within this greater 3rd sphere omnipotence. And by doing that, we end up, at least I ended up, coming up with number 101. Anything humanly possible. Stage number 101 is about manifesting incredible superhuman power through synchronization, affording us the potential to do the impossible given optimal conditions. Omnipotence disclaimer. Activating anything humanly possible includes the ability to choose to surrender to the rules of the divine power, permitting the Creator, permitting the higher self to manifest in the world. At this point, we are bent on accomplishing our own divine missions, our own individual contributions to the divine plan that are each a synthesis of all our special qualities, skills, resources, and experiences, and an elimination and transcendence of our inherited negative qualities and conditionings, along with a continuous ongoing surrender to the divine, optimized and synchronized at the fertile period of the wave. We must die to the personal mundane goals. The world must cease to hold pleasures and a sense of awe or wonder, to focus on a mission we cultivate year after year for the benefit of the whole world. We did not make up the mission. We discovered it. It was already there. We had already agreed to it. We are able to fulfill our divine mission to the extent that we are able to accomplish anything humanly possible, though to observers it may appear totally impossible and superhuman. But it is still quite within the genetic constraints of human. So omnipotence doesn't mean we can do anything, but that we can do anything humanly possible. Anything humanly possible does not mean anything's humanly possible. Only anything we can visualize, anything we have seen accomplished by others, and only on our own day, our own moment in the sun, which is the fixed point of maximum slope between cycles that is necessary for full-blown creativity. Synchronizing the fertile period, there is an intrinsic time for performing all activities, including microastrology, meaning within hour-to-hour or circadian rhythms, which basically cycle upward, starting with the day of the week. Say today is Sunday, so that corresponds to the sixth sphere. And we go up 6. The first hour after dawn is 6, and then the next hour is 7, the next hour is 8, the next hour is 9. Then we go back, and the next hour is 3, then 4, then 5, then 6 again. 7, 8, 9, and so on, all the way through the whole day, which ends with 8. And then the next hour is dawn of the next day, Monday, which is 9. Okay, so that's how the circadian hours count upward from the first, from dawn of the day, whatever day it is, whatever number corresponds to that day. And then, so the hours count up. And then there are also 3-hour cycles, or 1/8 of a day, that is part of the Chinese system, and that goes starting at dawn 4, 6, 5, 8, 2, 9, 3, 7. Okay, so for the first 3 hours after dawn, it's the 4th sphere, and then the next 3 hours is the 6th sphere, and the next 3 hours is the 5th sphere, and so on. And then there is the daily synchronization, which is starting on Sunday, 6, 9, 5, 8, 4, and 7, and then 3, and then back to 6. Living in accordance with this gives us the path of least resistance. Accepting and imposing, harmonizing with the limitations of structure, the golden ratio. Anything humanly possible, anything we have seen accomplished by others, but only after intense, prolonged preparation, including hard cardio, low impact for discipline and austerity, meditation, fasting, and/or fruit at high doses, and CBD and/or THC for creativity, inspiration, and medicine. And only on our own moment in the sun, the fertile period, synchronized, choreographed at the maximum slope of the sine wave, the one moment per cycle of creativity, the fixed point between cycles. So our omnipotence must be perfectly timed. We have prepared, we have calculated when and where all of the signs are in our favor. Now that the time is right, we must let go of all of these memories, all the time, all the effort and planning that went into putting ourselves into the right place at the right time, and seize the moment right now. to accomplish anything humanly possible. So we can bend the rules of the game of life. We don't bend the rules, actually. We surrender to the rules, but we move out of the jurisdiction to where the rule does not apply. All right, that is number 101, which is the 6th fractal of the 3rd sphere. We'll be talking more about that as we move along with this course, but that's where we're at right now. Again, if you'd like a free copy of my guide to the 144 fractal faculties, just click the link in the description. I'll send that out to you for free. If you have money and you'd like to donate to the project, my Cash App and Venmo are listed in the description. Thank you in advance for any donations. And I will be rolling out number 102 on this list by tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. And otherwise, have a great day. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.